Hello, hello, hello. My name is Quinn. This is my UFC betting podcast. We are back after I don't know, it's been like a month since we've been off. Been enjoying those Twitter spaces quite a bit. I'm here with my good friend Notorious Picks. How you doing, my man?
Yo, what's up, Quinn? It's nice being here. I think very excited for tomorrow's card. Every time we have Izzy on the card, it's one of the more exciting times for me because he's one of my favorite fighters. But yeah, excited for tomorrow's card. I have some action. I know you do too. So excited to break it down.
Word. Well, let's jump right into it, man. So the first fight of the night that we have, I guess it's now at heavyweight. I guess we'll get into that. It's William Knight taking on Maxime Grisham. Yeah, I have 2 units on Grisham here at I was able to hit minus 145 on DraftKings. It was there for about an hour. Earlier today, Ozzy was able to point it out to us, and I snagged it quick. That was kind of the line that I wanted to get. Yeah, I'm with this recent update with the whole weight miss, like that's I don't know. I see a lot of William Knight backers saying it's like a good thing that he's missed weight by 12 pounds. And now they had to make a whole new weight class for him. Like you shouldn't be missing weight by 12 pounds, like at all. Something either seriously went wrong with his weight cut and he just decided to stop cutting weight, or he's coming in with an injury. Like who knows? Um, so that's a pretty big red flag for me. And the line movement was weird because it went up to like minus 180 as soon as like right after he weighed in. And then it dropped back down to like minus 160, minus 145. I'm not too concerned with the weight miss. It might give him a little bit of an edge grinding Grisham up against the cage, which I think that is his path to victory. But Grisham's fought at heavyweight before. He fought Tiberia at heavyweight. He weighed in at 223 there. So I'm not too worried about it. He's Grisham's 6'3". He's got a 78-inch reach. He's got 5 inches of reach advantage over Knight. Knight's a midget. So really, how much more is he going to weigh? 235, maybe 240. So yeah, I think Knight's going to get toyed with at range. Grisham's going to use his reach. He's going to throw his teep kicks. He's going to throw his 1-2s and his jabs up the middle. Knight has absolutely no defense. No defense in the pocket. Doesn't move his head. I think he's an absolutely terrible striker. I think he's a pretty terrible fighter in general. He's very, very green. He's very, very athletic, and he's very, very strong. He's probably on all sorts of steroids, and that's literally what he uses to get by in his fights. And I just don't think that's going to work for him here versus Grisham. Grisham's had 41 fights in his career. He's very experienced, and I feel like he's fought better wrestlers than Knight. He fought Jordan Johnson twice in PFL, and Jordan Johnson is a legit wrestler, and Grisham fought him close both times and beat him the second time. So, yeah, I've got 2 units on Grisham here at minus 145. What do you think?
Yeah, I think that missing weight by that much is fucking absolutely insane, man. Like, I don't know. Even if you're injured, man, like you should be closer than 12 pounds, bro. Like, I
Yeah.
don't know. Maybe the guy was just fucking drinking in camp. I don't know what he was doing.
Oh, I
Maybe,
hope he was.
yeah. Who knows what he was doing? But like, he is very physical and throws bombs. So I don't know. I think I do lean Grisham's way because he's way more technical and whatnot. But he is getting old. So at some point they'll catch up to him. I don't really want to bet necessarily money line in this fight, but now that I'm looking at it, I think I'm kind of interested in fight doesn't go at minus 115. I think it's pretty good.
Yeah,
Um,
both guys are really durable, though. I think the finishing upside probably lies with Knight. To be honest with you, um,
yeah, I mean,
he's very explosive.
yeah, I was just kind of looking at what I was feeling right now, but I don't have any plays on this as of that might change tomorrow, because when they walk out or whatnot, I might change my mind and play something. But for now, I'll pass. I do lean, I guess, Grisham's way, but I'm not too confident in it. And so, yeah, passing for now.
Cool. All right. We move on. The next matchup we have is Jeremiah Wells taking on Blood Diamond. I'll start here. I don't really know why Blood Diamond is in this spot on this pay-per-view card. I know he trains at City Kickboxing with Izzy and Hooker and all of them, so he's got some good training partners. But he only has 3 professional fights in mixed martial arts. I know he's got a bunch of kickboxing fights. I think he's a kickboxing world champion somewhere, but I wasn't too impressed with this kickboxing that I watched on YouTube. I think there's a pretty big discrepancy in the experience edge and the grappling edge here. Wells, I don't really think his striking is anything special, but he's fast, he's explosive. He will chuck bombs, he will come forward. I think he has a better chin here. Probably better cardio. But I think he needs to wrestle here and grind like he did versus Alves. I think he can land a double legs here on Blood Diamond and grind him up against the cage, land ground and pound. Open him up. Blood Diamond will either turn his back or he will give up mount. Wells seems to be pretty well versed on the mat. I know he trains at Renzo Gracie. I wasn't able to find what belt he's at, but I just think he's got a lot more experience here. I think he's a lot more athletic. I don't think he's gonna just stay at range with Blood Diamond and let Blood Diamond get off on him at distance. So I don't have any plays here, but I was kind of looking at a Wells KO at plus 200. But the pick is Wells. I think he finishes him. What do you think?
I actually played over 1.5 here.
Cool.
At plus 133, I put 1.5 units. I actually expected the line to be a 2.5 personally. I don't know. I mean, I understand that Wells got that crazy knockout, whatever, against Worley Alves. But if you look at his career before that, I mean, he's got a lot of decisions, and he goes over 1.5 quite a bit. And when I first watched tape on him before Worley Alves, I thought the guy had a lot of good skills. He's a black belt. He's very physical. He can take you to the ground. He's got explosive strikes. But he was inactive in some of the fights that I saw and would go to decision even like 5 rounds. So this guy is inactive at times, and maybe Blood Diamond can present trouble to him early in the kicking range, because in the kicking range, Blood Diamond is going to be way better than Wells, because Wells, he explodes in with crazy, like, powerful hooks and whatnot, but on the outside, he's not good, man, and Blood Diamond is. So we'll see how long it stays on the outside, and if Jeremiah Wells is too reckless coming in, Blood Diamond can't catch him with some shit, because he does have some unorthodox striking. But if Jeremiah Wells gets inside, then Blood Diamond is fucked, because Blood Diamond is absolutely horrible in close ranges. In the clinch, he's going to give up physicality, and he's going to get taken down probably.
He's going to give up double unders pretty much like instantly.
Yeah,
he doesn't know how to pummel up against the cage.
Yeah, he's too green and
he doesn't understand grappling exchanges at all.
Yeah, in those type of areas, he's too green. If you look at Izzy, obviously he's amazing at circling out from the cage.
Yeah.
Well, from what I saw from Blood Diamond, he's not. He just allows the clinch, and he's gonna get taken down from there. And on the ground, he's gonna get absolutely destroyed because he's terrible there. And Jeremiah Wells is a black belt. So realistically, Jeremiah Wells, if he's smart, he should be able to win this fight pretty easily. But I have some concerns because he's a little bit reckless, and Blood Diamond can catch him with something. But I hope that it goes over 1.5, because I do think that in the beginning it might be a pretty low volume type of affair, because Blood Diamond doesn't really go at a crazy pace. He's patient.
Yeah.
He's patient. So, and Jeremiah Wells sometimes is inactive, and those kicks might scare him in the beginning. I just hope he doesn't just say fuck it and rushes in, and some crazy shit happens on the way in, at least in the first round. And so I played 1.5, and plus 133 I thought it was a pretty good line. So I played
you're getting dog money. That's where to put your spots,
Yeah, I honestly expected to be 2.5, though. So when it was 1.5 and it was plus money, I thought that it's a no-brainer. I hate betting overs usually because for obvious reasons, but
yeah,
when you get 1.5 at plus money, where you do think that it goes past 1.5 at a pretty good clip, I'll take my shot on that and hope for violence late. But I'm gonna pick Jeremiah Wells because he's definitely way more experienced and better. Just if he doesn't get clipped, he should be able to win this. I'm gonna say he's gonna get a submission in like round 3.
Cool. Cool. All right, we move on here. Where are we at? We have a fun one here. We have Douglas Silva de Andrade taking on Sergey Morozov. I'll start here. I've got a prop bet here. I've got 1 unit on Morozov by decision. I believe I got plus 135. Yeah, I got plus 135 on Bet Online. Yeah, I think Douglas is the better striker, standing up. I think he hits harder. He's got more experience. Morozov, he's hittable. Doesn't take his head off the center line. Not much KO upside, but he's a specialist. He's a very good grappler. He will grind you up against the cage. He will land doubles. He will chain wrestle the singles. He's very, very good at control. He has a decent submission game too. I think he's going to be stuck to Douglas like glue. I know he's training at American Top Team now, and from the people that I've heard say that Morozov works really, really hard. He's young. He's going to be improving his game. I think that they're going to be able to help him round out his skill set here. If he watches any tape, he should know that Douglas has been taken down many times in the UFC. He will accept guard. I expect Morozov to land his double legs and control him on the mat here. You know, Douglas was taken down twice pretty easily on double legs by Barao. And that was like towards the later stage of Barao's career. And honestly, Barao, that was a pretty winnable fight for Barao. The ref stood them up after I believe it was in the first round. He stood them up, and that clearly favored Douglas there because he kind of took over. I was shocked when I saw that. I personally don't really agree with stand-ups in MMA. I know that's kind of a hot take, but in my opinion, if you're not able to get out of the position, that's on you. If you're flat on your back, it's your job to get out of the position. In a street fight, they're not going to stand you guys up. So, yeah, that was kind of weird, and it was super weird how he got those takedowns so easily. And Morozov is, in my opinion, one of the best wrestlers that Douglas has faced. So I think Douglas is going to stay safe. I think he's going to stay safe enough on the mat to not get subbed here. I do think he holds a black belt in BJJ, but he will consolidate full guard and hang out there. And I just think Morozov's going to grind on him. So getting the decision prop at plus money, I was pretty happy about. What do you think about this?
I think that you have a good play there. I was just looking at the line movement, and you beat the line on that decision prop. So
I think it's 25 cents. I think it's plus 110 now.
Yes, it makes sense. The only worry I have for that play is that Morozov might finish him late because he might just like outwork him, and De Silva might just gas and get pounded out late or submitted. But I think it goes to decision to a decent amount of time, and I think Sergey is going to be the one winning that, I believe, because he's just going to be way faster and be able to get those takedowns and just out pace and win minutes in this fight. And unless he gets clipped, because he does have a bit of a chin issue that I've seen in the past. He got knocked out by Josh Rittenhouse, I believe.
Rittenhouse, yeah.
Rittenhouse. But other than that, man, his losses, if you look at his fight against Evloev, he was very impressive in that fight.
Yeah, no, and he's like, and he's not some guy coming in, beating up a bunch of cans on the regional scene. This dude has faced like legit competition.
Yeah,
good comp.
Yeah, he definitely was fighting good guys, and he's got really good cardio. He goes late, and unless he's facing someone like Nurmagomedov or Evloev, who are like absolute maniac, grapplers, he's gonna be able to out grapple most people, and he's gonna be able to do that here unless he gets clipped. But my prediction would be him winning a decision or getting a late stoppage. So maybe it's worth putting like half a unit on him by round 3.
I don't know if this line is still available, but a couple of days ago, someone in our Discord had put up a Morsab sub decision -101. I think that's a pretty good spot if you're worried about him finishing. You're not getting a whole lot of a different price, and
Well, he might get a TKO though.
he might. I'm not a huge fan of his ground and pound though, and I think
But
Douglas.
he's got when looking at his record, he's got TKO wins, not submissions. You know, so
Yeah.
he's got a lot more TKOs. So that that could happen late, and maybe round 3 by TKO is worth like a little stab.
Yeah,
I'm
definitely.
gonna look at it. Him in the
What
round
is the
3.
line on that?
Round 3 in general is plus 1200 on Bet Online. That's
Yeah,
pretty good.
that's not bad.
Uh,
Yeah.
him by TKO in round 3. I can find that line right
Oh,
now.
okay.
Oh no, I just found it. It's plus 2000.
Yeah, that's not bad.
Damn, that's probably worth a shot.
Yeah.
So I might just play that because I didn't have any action before, but that's very tempting there.
Cool. All right, man. We move on. We've got AJ Dobson taking on Jacob Malkoun. I'll let you start this one off.
Yeah. So I definitely watching tape and whatnot. Didn't want to have anything to do with this fight because there's too many questions on both sides. AJ Dobson, his win on the contenders, I thought it was very sloppy. I wasn't impressed. I thought he was, he was aggressive, but his defense is terrible, and he's gonna get clipped and knocked out in UFC sooner or later, probably sooner. I don't know if it's gonna be here because, from what I think, Malkoun is probably gonna try to grapple, but Malkoun is giving up the physicality advantage. I saw the face-offs, and so I don't think I want to bet him, to be honest. I'm actually gonna pick AJ Dobson just because of physicality, and I do think he maybe could hurt Malkoun early. But if you got plus money on Malkoun, when it opened at plus 140 or whatever, I think that was a pretty decent look. But I'd pick him. I don't want anything to do here with these guys. But I guess I'll pick AJ Dobson. I just think he might be more talented and physical, and might hurt Malkoun early and put him away. So maybe him in the first round. Let's see what odds are for that.
Yeah, I was waiting on first round finish props for that fight. I haven't even looked at it though. To be
Plus
honest,
200. I don't
yeah,
like that.
no, yeah,
That sucks.
yeah. My pick is Dobson. I like Dobson here. The guy is a physical freak. He hits very hard. He seems to be pretty well rounded, but there's a lot of question marks surrounding him. I don't like Malkoun at all. I think the guy's absolute trash. He got melted by Phil Hawes. He succumbed to the pressure. Hawes knocked him out like within like the first 2 minutes of the first round. I didn't think that was a very good look. And then like everyone was super impressed with his win versus Al Hassan. Al Hassan's a shit grappler. I don't think Al Hassan trains grappling like hardly at all. He looked completely lost defending the takedowns. He looked completely lost on the mat. Malkoun was able to grab that single leg like very, very easily and just grind him. I'm not really impressed with Malkoun's stand-up. Like it's okay, but I really don't like the way that he looks when he gets hit. He backs up against the cage. His defense is pretty terrible. And Dobson, the guy's a unit. He's absolutely very, very physical. And I was kind of hoping that we would get Dobson at plus money because the line moved so heavily to evens like quite a few days ago. But we haven't got that yet, so I don't have a play here. But I do think that Dobson knocks him out in the first round. I'm not a huge fan of that plus 200 prop, so I'm just going to pass. I think questions will be answered here, though, for sure. All right, we move on. We have We have Ronnie Lawrence taking on Mana Martinez. I will start. I had I have 3 units now on Ronnie Lawrence at minus 275. I had him in a parlay that I booked like a week and a half ago with Jonathan Pierce next week versus Austin Lingo, but Lingo ended up pulling. Unfortunately, Pierce was going to fuck him up really bad. I think it was like minus 136. I thought it was a pretty solid parlay, so I'm pretty bummed out about that. To be honest with you, but I think Ronnie's going to roll here. The dude reminds
Yeah, you're
me
cutting out.
so much of Marab. Like he's
Brother, I think your connection is cutting out. Mm. We might have
like
lost Quinn. Oh no, he's still here.
the guy is he's a special.
Eesh, I don't know. I don't know if that's gonna work. Sounds like Quinn is picking Ronnie Lawrence. That's what I could gather from that. Well, if we lost Quinn, I can talk about this fight. I actually I do think that Ronnie Lawrence is more skillful in more areas. He can definitely out grapple Mana, I believe. The problem I have kind of a sneaky feeling I have is Mana might catch him with something big early and hurt Ronnie. Um, I just have that feeling. Oh, now we lost Quinn for real. Um, but yeah, so I feel like we might see Mana hurt Ronnie Lawrence. I was actually surprised when I saw them face off that Mana kind of had a little bit of a advantage there in terms of height and whatnot. I just assumed they were like closer to the size for some reason. But that might not matter if he gets out grappled. But he might clip him, and plus 250 on Mana is kind of interesting, to be honest. He is a hometown underdog, and I like home underdogs in various sports anyway. So it might be an interesting look. Um, Mana by KO. Uh, let's see, plus 550. That line, I'm pretty sure it was so short last time against Guido, and now it's so wide. It's an overcorrection probably to me. So I might actually pick Mana here, but could be wrong because Ronnie is a better overall fighter. But I just have that feeling for whatever reason. Um, I gotta see if we can get Quinn back. Yeah, let's see. What is Mana in round one by KO? That's actually kind of interesting. Mana in round one is plus 800. Mana in round one by KO is plus 1,000. Let's just put something on that. Okay, I think Quinn is going to be back here. Might have to end the stream and restart it. Okay. Well, I guess I can start the next fight because I think Quinn is going to get in here. So next fight is Fabio Charand, the Water Buffalo, against Carlos Ulberg. I was interested kind of in Fabio Charant for a little bit here, but then I just think that this might be just a layup fight for Carlos. I do think that one of his teammates is going to win. I just don't know which one. Maybe two of them are going to win, but I don't know. I think Carlos is definitely way better in the kicking range. And if he is patient, which I do expect him to be patient, that's why I was kind of leaning over 1.5 at one point. But I don't want to keep playing overs on this card. You know, it's just overs are like the worst bet in terms of watching, right? Because you're just hoping for no violence, which kind of sucks. But I do think that over 1.5 potentially could be sneaky here. I was just hoping for a better line. It's plus 110. I was hoping for like plus 130. But I do expect that Fabio Charant is going to be more patient than last time out. He was actually doing okay after a few minutes with Knight, but then he landed, I believe, a left hand, and he just rushed in and got slept by a pretty terrible technique-wise left hook, but it was perfectly placed, and he ran into it, so he just died. But I think if he stays patient, the over could hit. But I do think that eventually, oh, there he is. He's back.
Sorry, I don't know what happened. I guess I have to use my phone.
Well, I did step in and talk about Ronnie Lawrence fight. And I just actually started talking about the next one. But if you want to go back and talk about that one, it's up to you, obviously.
Yeah, let me just finish. Yeah, my thoughts on it. So I think that Mana I think Mana can clip him in round one. I think that's a decent hedge if you have Lawrence in a bunch of your parlays and stuff like that. But I also played one unit on fight doesn't go the distance at plus 125. I think he's just going to grind on him and wear on him, and I think he's going to finish Mana late. So I think that's a decent hedge Arboff spot to your to the parlays, and if you're going to put a bunch of money on his ML. Sorry, I have to re-get everything back up on my computer. But we can move on to the next fight. What is the next fight?
Yeah, I was just breaking it down. Fabio Charant against Carlos Ulberg.
Okay, yeah. Keep going.
Yeah, I was pretty much done. I was just saying that over 1.5 could have value because I think Carlos is going to be more patient and Fabio as well because impatience is what got them both last time. Fabio, ran into a William Knight's left hook and died, and Carlos was throwing way too much and trying to kill Kennedy and couldn't, and then he just gassed the fuck out and died too. So I think both guys could come out slower paced, and it could go over 1.5. I just said I fucking hate playing over 1.5s, and I already have a few on this card, so I passed. And if it was plus 130, I would hit it, but at plus 110, I passed. But I do expect it to go a little later, and I think Carlos will get a TKO maybe in the second round. But if I was playing Fabio, I would play his submission line because that's how he wins a lot of his fights. And him clipping Carlos and choking him out is definitely live if he wins somehow. But I'm gonna pick Carlos, and I think he's gonna get a TKO in round 2.
Sorry, I'm trying to pull my stuff back up. Yeah, I don't have any action on this fight. I don't get people betting Ulberg at the line that he's at. I don't really want to touch him at all there. I thought his fight with Kennedy was like honestly pathetic. Like I think Kennedy is pure trash, and Ulberg went into the phone booth with him, and he was beating him up pretty bad for the first 2 rounds. Up until he gasped, but Kennedy had some success in the feet there too. He was landing a lot of good counters. He hurt him once. He kept up the pace in the cardio. That was just, he just died. Ulberg died, and then he melted him. Like I don't know. That's not a good look for me. That's not someone that I want to lay the juice on at the money line that he is. currently, but I do favor him to win. I do like his striking. I do like the fact that he has a good pace. He will rip the body. He'll go back up top of the head. But I definitely think this fight will favor him to be a little bit more patient. Hopefully, he's learned from his past mistakes there, because I really don't rate Fabio Schurant at all. I do think that Carlos is live to get a late stoppage, but at the current line, it's just a huge pass. I think that there's so many better spots on this card to put your money. So we will move on. I don't want to talk about Perez versus Chanel. I'm over that fight. Fourth time that it's been booked. Pretty pathetic move by Chanel to decline the fight off of 2 pounds. Like what the fuck is wrong with you? Like, don't you want to fight? Like, this is a high profile pay-per-view spot for you. Like what are you doing? Like, I don't know. It's just frustrating. And also Perez, like this, like 11 months that they've been doing this, like almost a year. Perez is not getting any younger.
It didn't look like Perez put that much effort into that cut. It looked like he could have tried a little harder.
Yeah, he probably could have, but it's just frustrating all around. But I think that they need to.
Now should have probably taken it. It's only 2 pounds. What the fuck?
2 pounds.
It's not like William Knight, 12 pounds. And my Russian boy Grishin just says, I don't give a fuck, I'll fight you. I'll take 40% and I'll fight you. Chanel is like, nah, I'm gone, bro. Yep. I don't want it.
Chanel's like, shit, I don't want to get my leg kicked off and then get knocked out. So
yeah, he's probably going to get finished, so he just pieced.
Yeah, Chanel still has no chin, and Perez has those insanely solid leg kicks. Good pressure, good boxing. I thought the line was pretty justified. I know some people were on Chanel, but I do like Perez's game a lot. Look at us talking about this fight, even though I just said that we weren't going to.
Yeah.
We're gonna move on. We got Casey O'Neill taking on Roxanne Modafferi. I'll let you take this one.
Is that the next? I'm looking at topology. It looks like Kyler Phillips' fight was next, but
let's do that one. I'd rather do that one.
Yeah, I can start. I think that the line is way too wide, and I've been saying that. And I took a shot on Rojo at plus 325. Plus 325 is just, I don't know, man. It doesn't make sense to me because he was plus 250 to 280 against Jourdain on short notice, up a weight class, and now he's a wider underdog on full camp in his own weight class. I don't understand why. And Kyler Phillips, yeah, he's flashy and he's very talented. But when he is a big favorite, he just fucking shed the bed last time as a big favorite. And I don't know how people can bet on this guy as a huge favorite. I did see that some of you played submission at plus 550, and I would go that route too if I was betting Kyler Phillips. I just think plus 325 for a guy who's gonna bring the fight. He's a tough guy. He's gonna fight for my money, and I think the line is too wide, and for sure Rojo is gonna bring the fight and be in the fight until he dies, or he might dead Phillips himself. Man, the guy is very dangerous, and I think this could be fight of the night too. This could be fireworks from minute 1 till whatever, however long it goes. So, and if you're getting plus 325 on that kind of fight, because that's what I expect, I think it's it's not a bad shot at all. So yeah, that's what I got. I got 2 units on him.
Yeah, I like Phillips quite a bit in this spot here. Rojo, he's tough. He's a pretty decent striker, but he got knocked out really, really bad his last fight at upweight class. Now he's going to cut down 10 pounds, and he's going to fight a very explosive fighter in Kyler Phillips. Like I don't like that. I think he's coming back too quickly from his knockout loss. Phillips, he's very fast. He's very explosive. He's got strong leg kicks. He's got very, very good dynamic striking, good pressure. He's a very, very good grappler. I think he's got a pretty big grappling advantage here over Rojo. I think Kyler is upwards of a B-level grappler, and Rojo is a terrible grappler, in my opinion. I think Kyler's going to mix in his tools, use his striking, land takedowns here. He has gone for subs in the past.
I did lay half a unit on his sub line at plus 500. I was watching his media day interview, and he was asked by the guy, Rojo's been subbed 5 times in his career. Are you going to look to take a little bit of a different angle there? And he's like, yep, I know. I understand. He's like, I came back from my loss from Paiva, and I didn't get discouraged. I just sharpened my tools and I got better. And I have a lot more new skills to show you. And so he's aware that Rojo has been subbed multiple times. And so I think at plus 500, plus 550, you have to take a little bit of a stab at that. Rojo's going to give up his back, and he's going to get back mounted. I do know that Kyler prioritizes ground and pound over subs. So I do think that a back mount TKO is definitely live. But I did lay 2 units on the under 2.5 at minus 160. That covers him getting chin checked, and that covers him also killing Rojo. So yeah, I really like Phillips here. I think he's a fantastic talent. I did win money on Paiva last fight, but I definitely thought that
dude,
that we got very very lucky with that win. I think this is going to be a solid showcasing for Phillips here.
Dude, I just went on Marcelo Rojo's topology page, and did you know he had a win in 2015 by illegal bite?
What?
Dude,
he bit the guy?
No, he won. So the guy bit him apparently.
Bit him. Oh.
Dude, that's literally what it says. Win by illegal bite, dude. That's insane.
Literally disgusting as fuck.
I don't think I've ever seen that. Yeah, that's why he's got those fucking powers, dude. He got some Wolverine. Dude. So he's gonna fucking fight for my money, dude. If he takes your
he's tough. Off, he will fight for your money. Phillips is just gonna break his fist on his face and hopefully,
isn't it?
Taking that choke.
How is Phillips minus 420 whatever? Like, how can you arrive at a percentage where you can bet the money? I know you're not betting the money.
I didn't bet the money line. No,
I know you're not. I'm just saying in general. How could it be minus 420 whatever it is? So you assume he's 85% to bet that or something? It's insane because Rojo is dangerous, man. I know if it goes to the ground early, then yeah, I might be fucked immediately. But if it doesn't and they stand and bang,
dude, Phillips is really smart. He's got very good fight IQ. Like I've watched quite a few of his interviews. He knows what he's good at. Like this dude, he's not
that might be true. But Marcelo Rojo brings a certain style of fight where the dude might get hit by him and it just becomes a brawl or a crazy kind of fight. So. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, we'll see. Sub is a good look, though. I was telling you, if I was playing Phillips, I would probably play that plus 500.
I think it's still plus 500. I think if you want to take a little stab at that, I
don't think it is, man. On my book, it's like plus 300 or something.
Oh, is that okay? Yeah, I haven't checked.
Smoked.
My computer's fucking lagging right now. I haven't.
DraftKings has plus 500, but I can't bet DraftKings in Minnesota.
Oh yeah, that's a bummer.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we'll move on. Last card of the prelim here. Second to last card of the prelim here. We've got Roxanne Modafferi taking on Casey O'Neill. I'll let you take this one away.
I guess I think that Casey O'Neill is going to win. I just think she has a lot of holes on the feet defensively, but Roxy can't fucking see where she's punching, so I don't think the striking is that much of a concern. And I just think Casey's going to be tenacious, and she just has more will in her to win at this point in her career. And I know Roxy is her retirement fight, so she might be very motivated, but at the same time, it kind of is 50-50. Some people just check out, and some people are motivated to retirement fight. It really depends. But it might be a close affair at points in this fight, but I think if Casey gets on top, she can land some damage and potentially get a submission or a TKO. I didn't play anything on this fight. I just kind of want to watch Roxy fight for the last time. She is, she's a legend. She's one of the GOATs of the game. So I just want to enjoy her last fight and not have action on it for now.
Yeah, I completely agree. I have no action on this fight. I know that there's quite a few people that are liking the money line on Roxy, which um, I know that she was up to like plus 325. Yeah, she's at plus 380 right now on Bet365. That's pretty ridiculous, honestly. But yeah, I don't, how motivated is Roxy here? This is her last fight in her career. Um, she looks like she's in good shape coming in. I do think that she has some advantages on the mat if she lands takedowns and she can get on top. But I don't know. I think this is a stay away fight for me personally. I don't. I'm not a huge fan of Casey O'Neill. Um, I think she's got some decent skills, and if she continues her training, she's definitely going to be a force. But I do think that Roxy can bully her in the clinch and land takedowns and get on top of her and grind her here. I think that she can make this fight a lot closer than the odds indicate. But I'm also not into betting people in their retirement fight. More often than not, people lose their retirement fight. That like what motivation does she have? To go out for? Hopefully, she wants to go out for a win here. Who knows? Maybe she's just coming in for a paycheck. But I know that Casey is young. She's hungry. She's motivated. She wants to have a win on her resume. Roxy is going to do that for her. I believe I believe she's 3-0 in the she's 3-0 in the UFC, so this will make her 4-0. So she's going to get a pretty decent fight next up if she wins. So I know that she's going to be motivated here, and she's going to be shooting takedowns as well. So yeah, it's a pretty solid stay away fight for me. I just think that there are much better bets on the card, but honestly, good luck to everyone who has money on Roxy. It would be awesome to see her come out and get a win in her last fight. So we move on. We have Andrei Arlovsky taking on Jared Vandeira. I'll let you take this one away.
Oh, fuck this fight.
Yeah.
I don't want nothing to do with this fight, and I don't want to talk about it. So honestly, fuck Arlovsky. I hope he retires, and I don't want to see his ass fight again, dude. I'm just fucking tired of betting, him getting KO'd and it doesn't happen, and just fuck this guy, and I hope Vandeira just knocks him dead so he literally can't fight after this fight. No, I'm just kidding. But in all seriousness, I hope this is a retirement fight for him and he's out of the UFC. But yeah, fuck this fight.
Isn't it amazing that Arlovsky is still fighting and he's won 4 of his last fights? Like,
yeah, fucking
4 of his last 5 fights. Like that's just amazing. I've won a good bit of money on Arlovsky. I was on him versus Sherman, Bozer, and Lins.
Nice.
I think we're gonna see a similar fight here versus Vandeira. I think he might be in trouble early. This is heavyweight. Vandeira does hit hard. Arlovsky's hittable, but I do think that his chin issues are overrated, and I do think that he's the better tentacle striker on the feet. And I think we're just going to see a typical Arlovsky decision performance. I'm not really a huge fan of playing this fight at all. I don't really
why is this the featured prelim? Why is Kyler?
Yeah, exactly.
Kyler Phillips should be a prelim.
Yes, he should.
Yeah, what the fuck? Come on,
like 100%. I don't like this fight's going to be very, very boring. They're just going to be landing jabs on each other. Like
even fucking Carlos Ulberg against Fabio Sharon, dude. I would rather watch that as a.
That's a good. Show. Yeah, I
agree. That's going to be a banger. Even the
I know that
even the Roxy fight, dude. Roxy Casey, I would rather watch that as a feature prelim. Mm-hmm. Like Arlovsky Vandeira, I wish they would put that as a first fight of the night. So. You know what I mean? Like,
I think if you got Vandeira at plus 250, plus 240 when the fight was like first announced, I think that's a pretty good spot. The lines definitely come in now. He's Arlovsky's minus 140 on DraftKings, but what is Arlovsky decision like that? Like if I was to play it, like I'd probably play that.
What if he knocks him out, dude? What if he just says, fuck you, Notorious. I'm just gonna knock this dude out and just like be like an exciting knockout artist, like he was against Travis Brown, dude. Remember that Arlovsky?
Yeah,
like that was awesome.
Mm-hmm.
that 2014, 2015 Arlovsky, that was probably some good TRT Arlovsky, and I was with it.
Yeah, plus 110.
Yeah.
I'm good on it. We can move on. I don't want to spend too much time on this fight. All right, this is the fight. Alexander Hernandez bitched and complained all week about being on the early prelims.
Well, he's right.
Cub made him his son on Twitter, and now that a fight got canceled, he's on the main card.
As he should be.
I mean, I think if anyone should be on the main card, it should be Renato Moicano.
Okay.
Yeah, I got in on the over 1.5. I believe I got in on it at minus 140. I don't have my lines tipped up here, but then they canceled that line and then put the default over 2.5. So I was pretty stoked to get that line. Honestly, I don't really understand that. I think a lot of the finishing upside comes from Renato's sub. I know that everyone is saying that Hernandez is going to knock Renato out in the first round. I honestly don't agree. I think Hernandez is honestly he's a gym rat. He is more athlete than he is actually committed to fighting. It's just a weird career. Like when he first came into UFC, I thought that he had promise. He knocked out Dariush. Dariush is gonna he's in the top 5 now. I thought that was insanely fluky looking back on it now. And then he out wrestled OAM, which I thought that was pretty impressive. OAM's a damn good grappler. Then he fought Cowboy and he got humbled. He got broken on the feet. He talked a lot of shit, and he got the vet lesson there. And then he got Trinaldo, and that was a weird fucking fight. Like, he just stares at Trinaldo for 25 minutes and lands 25 significant strikes, and then gets like glorified in this decision. I scored the fight for Trinaldo. Personally, I thought that Hernandez got very lucky in that fight, and it was super weird. Like, if you watched, well, I guess I'll get into that in a second. But then he goes out and he fights Moises, and that's the fight that I was like, what the fuck, man? Like what is going on with you here? I believe that's a time when he went over to Factory X Muay Thai, which I think that who's Mark? I'm not a huge fan of Mark Montoya's coaching, to be honest with you. And then he gets broken on the feet by Moises. Like, what the fuck? Moises is a jiu-jitsu practitioner. He's not a striker. He's not a very good striker. Moises gets outlanded and outpaced the distance by pretty much everyone that he fights. Round 1 was kind of close, but Moises was more accurate, and then he took over rounds 2 and 3 and completely just like broke him. Like, you could tell Alex did not want to be there in the 3rd round, and that's kind of how he was versus Cowboy. And, if you look at his metrics, Alex has absolutely terrible metrics. He has no defense on the feet. And if you look at his footwork and his movement from when he first started the UFC to where he is now, it's just super weird. Like, he was switching stances way too much. He was switching stances and throwing naked leg kicks and getting countered over the top by Moises, like very, very easily. And that's just a huge red flag for me. I don't know why he doesn't use his wrestling more. He's a pretty solid wrestler. He's strong. He's got a brown belt in his back pocket. I don't really understand why he doesn't use that in his fights. He just refuses to. And I don't think that he has the confidence in himself. I think he's a huge head case. I think he was surrounded by a lot of yes men and beating up bums in the gym when he got into the UFC. And I think that his ego has just carried him, and he hasn't learned his lesson at all. I know Moicano has chin issues, but Moicano's been knocked out by 3 heavy hitters. There's nothing wrong with getting knocked out by Aldo. There's nothing wrong with getting knocked out by Zombie, and there's nothing wrong with getting knocked out by Fiziev. Like, those are 3 like very, very hard hitters. I think him cutting to 145 was not good for him. I think 155 is definitely a better spot than him. And I think that if he comes in and he is technical, if he is calm and collected, he uses the Calvin Kattar approach, I think he's the better technical fighter pretty much everywhere here. I don't get laying the price on Alex. So I put half a unit on Moicano decision line. I think I got plus 260. I don't see him knocking out Alex. Alex has a very good chin. And Alex, he's got a brown belt in his back pocket. He's a solid defensive grappler and wrestler. So I'd be kind of surprised if he got subbed. Maybe if he gives up his back, but I don't think that's going to happen. So I think a decision line is definitely warranted. And I think if you got it on the over, I think that's a solid spot. What do you think?
Yeah, I don't think I agree with a lot of what you said. I think that you're a fucking hater, and Alexander's gonna knock your boy out.
No.
Actually, well, I mean, to be honest, the problem with Moicano that I have is that he's so fucking slow defensively with his head. If you get inside and you start boxing and you're doing well, like the dude does not move his head well at all, and he's a liability to get knocked out by. He's gonna get knocked out again. I don't know if it's gonna be here. Um, honestly, the problem with what's his name, Hernandez, is that if his plan A doesn't work, he kind of doesn't have like a good plan B, and if he doesn't get to Moicano early, he might just get outclassed from the outside. If Moicano keeps it on the outside, because Moicano is long and he has good jabs and kicks. His performance,
he's very technical at distance. He's more technical than Alex at distance.
His performance against Calvin Kattar is one of the most impressive ones because he absolutely destroyed Calvin Kattar at distance. Calvin Kattar could not do anything, and if he keeps it at that range and Alexander can't get in, then yeah, he's fucked. But if Alexander wins, I think he's gonna win in round one, to be honest, because he does have that blitz attack early, and if he gets to Moicano, because Moicano is slow as fuck and doesn't have good defense, then yeah, it could be all she wrote in the first round. But if that doesn't happen, I do think Moicano has better technical ability to win late. So it wouldn't surprise me if Moicano found the finish in round 3. But decision is decent too. But I guess I'm not so sure about decision in general here. I could see a finish both ways. So yeah, that's my thoughts.
Cool. All right, we're head to head on that one. I'm excited to see how that plays out.
I don't have any bets on that though.
We're head to head on the on our thoughts on the fight. So
okay,
yeah,
you have
on our analysis. We got that topology.
Oh yeah, we do. Yeah, I still have to do it. I haven't done it yet.
Oh, I did that earlier in the week. I was done. Anyways, we'll move on. We got to keep this rolling. We've got a. Didn't we already talk about this fight? Yeah, we got Bobby Green taking on Nasrat Haqparast. I'll start. I have Bobby Green by decision. I put 1.2 units on his decision line. I don't know what I got. I want to say I got plus 145, but I don't have it in front of me. And I know that line definitely got here. Actually, I have it right here. Let me just pull it up. Yeah, I like Green in the spot. Yeah, I got 1.2 units on him at plus 145 on Bet Online. Yeah, I like Green here, man. I absolutely love Green. I think he's an absolutely fantastic fighter. The guy's an insanely good boxer. He's got fantastic footwork, fantastic movement. Very, very good defense. He checks leg kicks. Like, he sees everything coming to him. I think he's an amazing fighter. He's very, very well-rounded. Solid in the clinch. He's a good wrestler. He knows what he needs to do to win fights. I know he likes to play with his food and have fun in there, but he's gotten very, very unlucky in his recent fighting career. I thought his last performance versus Al was an absolutely solid performance. I thought he got robbed by Moises, and I thought that he had a pretty good showing versus Fiziev, especially since Fiziev is blowing all of these people out of the water. Obviously, it was kind of close in the first 2 rounds, but obviously Fiziev took those first 2 rounds. But I don't know what the fuck that judge was thinking, giving Fiziev a 30-27, because Bobby Green fucking lit him up in round 3. He lit him up bad. I thought it was a pretty clear 29-28. I just don't know if judges actually understand what they're seeing when they watch Bobby Green fight. He slips and moves with a lot of punches. He doesn't really get hit very often. And he has the ground game in his back pocket to work here. And I don't think that I think Nasrat's going to get frustrated with hitting him. Nasrat's game is pretty limited when he can't walk you down and pressure you. And I don't think he's going to really have much success doing that versus Bobby here. Not much grappling upside for Nasrat. Bobby has the wrestling and submission upside here. Nasrat's tough. He will fight for your money. And I do think Bobby's there's gonna be moments when Bobby will like to reset and relax a little bit, like he always does. So whenever you're getting plus 145, I know it jumped up to plus 170, and it was even plus 190 on FanDuel. Whenever you're getting those lines on a Bobby Green decision, I think that's a pretty solid look. So yeah, I got Bobby Green here by decision. What do you think?
I think that this could be a banger of a fight. That's what
It's
I think.
A fucking sick fight.
I actually really enjoyed watching. I just watched the face-offs right before we went live, and that's one of the ones where it was the energy was very awesome to see between those two guys. It looks like they're gonna get in a really good fight.
Don't you love Bobby Green in general though? Like, isn't he such a good dude?
Yeah, I'm gonna get to that. Yeah, I do like Bobby Green. I think the problem with Bobby Green is that he kind of fights down to the competition. You know, he likes to get into some close fights at times, and he is very skillful. He's got very good boxing movement, and he's a underrated wrestler and a grappler. I think he definitely has the biggest advantage here with grappling and if he chooses to go that route. But you never know what you're gonna get with Bobby in terms of what he's gonna do in the fight because. But if you think that Bobby's gonna win, decision is not bad. Although like
plus 190, if you can hit that plus 190, that's fucking crazy.
Yeah, I think that's a good line. After watching the face-offs, man, like I kind of start leaning maybe it's not gonna go to distance. And the reason being, like I said, I don't know, I just get sometimes those intuition feels after the face-offs, and that face-off was fire. So it might be a late finish for Bobby. Maybe Bobby could get him really frustrated and tired and starts grappling late, and maybe he could submit him late. What is Bobby by submission? It's plus 1,200.
I was gonna say it's probably a pretty decent line. I don't mind that at all.
Plus 1,200 by submission is actually pretty interesting. Or like Bobby in round 3 is plus 1,200 on Bet Online, and it's as high as plus 1,600 on DraftKings. So maybe you could have a little hedge on like late submission. He's done it before.
Yeah, he has.
He's finished Jacob Volkman by submission in round 3. He's actually got another submission round 3 in Strikeforce. I'm looking at his record. So just because it hasn't happened in a while, that actually makes it like very interesting because it could happen. Because Bobby does have a good cardio, and he goes, he can go 15, and I think Nasrat has slowed down in the past. I've seen him in round 3. So because he does throw with power, he's very powerful and he's very quick. So he tries to land that left hand, and if he lands that left hand early, he might hurt Bobby. But if he doesn't, I do think that Bobby will pull away late, and I might take a shot on round 3 myself. So
cool. Yeah, no, I agree. I definitely don't mind those props at all. We're going to keep this rolling real quick. We're getting to an hour into this. We've got Jared Cannonier taking on Derek Brunson. So get your crystals ready. I will let you start this one off.
Yeah, I think this is going to be the spot where Bronson gets knocked the fuck out. I think he had his time. He had a good run. But I think it's going to be over. I think Jared is going to fucking knock him out silly, man. And to be honest, when you look at Derek Brunson's run, like, okay, he beat Elias, like, whatever. He beat Ian Heinisch, where he got hurt with a kick really early. I mean, props for him to survive that. And he beat Ian. I actually had money on Ian there, and it was pretty disappointing. But yeah, he's definitely better than Ian Heinisch, okay, Derek Brunson. Then he beats Edmund Shabazian because Edmund has 5-minute cardio and can grapple for shit. And Derek had a huge physicality advantage in that fight. Then he fights Kevin Holland, and he has another guy who is way less physical than him, who can grapple. So, and he got hurt in that fight too. But he didn't get finished, obviously. So he wins the decision against Kevin Holland. Congratulations. Then he fights Darren Till, who was actually hurt going into that fight. And Darren Till almost killed him. But he ended up submitting Darren Till. I actually bet on Derek Brunson in that fight after fading him a few times before that. So I did actually cash last time, but I think this is the spot where it ends because Jared Cannonier is the guy who can match his physicality for the first time in a while. And Jared might be a stronger guy, and he definitely has ability to knock him out. And if we look at recent results by these guys, Jared Cannonier hasn't had a knockout in a while. Well, because he fought Kelvin Gastelum and he got a knockdown, but Kelvin, you can't knock him out. The dude is just fucking.
Yeah, he's very durable.
He's very durable. Like Izzy did all he could in the 5th round, and he didn't knock him out. And the guy Kelvin Gastelum is maybe later in his career is going to get knocked out, but for now he hasn't been. And then he fought Robert Whittaker and he got outclassed there. So it's 2 decisions in a row. But historically, Jared Cannonier is a finisher, and when Brunson loses, it usually is in first round by knockout, doing a stanky leg or 2 and getting put the fuck down. So I put money on my boy Jared Cannonier by KO. I know the line is not the best, but I mean I got plus 115. I think that covers a lot of his win equity. Honestly, if he's winning, he's going to be stuffing takedowns and landing big shots on Derek Brunson. And I don't think that Derek Brunson can take many big shots from Jared Cannonier. And I think first round KO is a good look too. I haven't put money on that. I'm actually going to look at that right now.
That's
Cannonier round 1.
KO round 1 plus
it's only
300.
plus 300. It's not like that enticing because I've been like looking at these spots that are like plus 1200, plus 1000. So after that, plus 300 is kind of But I think it actually covers a lot of his win equity here, and not that he can't win if it goes late. I think he can win going late too because Brunson, I've seen him gas out. Even in Kevin Holland fight, he looked like he was slowing down there.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so I think Jared Cannonier is going to get a knockout. It could be first round, it could be second. If you can bet Cannonier round 1 or round 2, that could be a good look. So that's my thought, and yeah, I have 1.5 units on that KO.
I am at a crossroads. I don't have any action on this fight. I'm not going to be laying the juice on Cannonier when he's like minus 160, minus 170. But also, I just can't get out of my head that I think that he clips Brunson in rounds 1 to 2. Especially with Brunson's defense. But also, I know that I think Brunson's had a pretty interesting career resurgence. He's going to his strengths. He's not coming out there and trying to like take everyone's head off like he was, and he was alternating his wins and losses. His last 5 fights, he's been fighting a lot more smarter, fighting a lot more technical, going to his strengths, wrestling, landing takedowns. We have seen Cannonier been taken down and controlled multiple times by way lesser wrestlers. I think this is probably the best wrestler that Cannonier has ever faced. And that worries me, like Brunson's going to be able to dictate where this fight takes place. Cannonier, he's going to be able to get in on the hips. And that, that worries me early. He needs to wrestle. He needs to grapple early, nullify Cannonier's strengths, which is his striking. And I hope he does that. I don't know if he's going to do that. And so I haven't played Brunson money line yet, just because I don't trust his chin at all. But Cannonier rounds 1 to 2. I don't know what that line is, but that might be a spot to look at. Brunson decision might be a spot to look at. Maybe Brunson round 3. I think if this fight gets extended past 2, obviously Brunson is taking the shots and he's having success with his wrestling if it gets extended. So yeah, I might just sit back and watch this and look for a live bet opportunity. I don't trust Brunson's chin versus Cannonier's fists. and I don't really trust Cannonier to be able to defend the takedown. So I think I picked Cannonier by KO on my Tapology plays, but I'm just staying away from this one. All right, so we move on.
You should change that pick to Bronson. So yeah.
All right, we move on. We've got Derek Lewis taking on Tai Tuivasa. I'll start this one off. I have 1 unit on Fight Starts round 2 at plus 100. I was able to get in on that pretty early in the week. Line kind of doesn't really make sense to me. We could legit see a staring contest. It kind of all, in my opinion, depends on how Tai approaches this fight. We could see a lot of clinching exchanges here. I don't rate Tai very highly at all. I think Lewis is definitely a level above him, but Lewis could just choose to not engage to the last minute and a half of the round. Who knows? I know that some people are on the over 1.5 at plus money. I think that's a decent spot because start rounds 2 is now is not plus anymore. But I do think that Lewis is going to, Tai could look like a favorite early, but I think Lewis's optics, they're just so big. He can explode and land 8 to 10 strike combos and sway rounds just on optics. I think that once Tai gets hit a couple of times, he's going to see just how powerful Brunson is, and he's going to be hesitant. I think a lot of people are just relying on the leg kick game of Tai, which, that's such a limited game. Some people can use it well, but this is heavyweight and Lewis is tough as fuck. He's only been put out, I think he's only been put out twice in his career. And yeah, I think that he's just levels above Tai here. So I'm definitely picking him, but I thought that the Fight Starts round 2 prop was kind of weird at plus 100. So I laid 1 unit on that. What do you think about this fight?
Yeah, so this fight, actually, I have the most exposure on the whole card. I bet, which is going to be a sweaty fucking bet, but I did it. I bet over 1.5.
Yeah, you did.
At plus 140 for 2 units. And I actually added another unit today at plus 145. Because
you have Fight Starts round 2?
No, I don't.
Okay.
Bet Online I don't think they had that line. Unless did you bet it there?
I bet on DraftKings.
Okay, I don't think I don't think that line was on Bet Online, so I couldn't do that. But yeah, I definitely would have if I had the opportunity. But yeah, I agree with your assessment that it could kind of be a low-paced fight. I know a lot of recency bias would say that Tai Tuivasa has been knocking dudes out in the first round a lot, and Derek Lewis has lost one against Dawkins in the first round, and he knocked out Blades and Olenek under 1.5 rounds. But if you look at his historic career, actually, in UFC, he's gone over 1.5 rounds, I believe over 50%, actually. And for a while, the thing about Derek Lewis was that he would be losing, and then he just all of a sudden finds a 3rd round finish. And that was his kind of, I don't know, thing that he liked to do for a while, and now he is taking people out earlier. But Tai Tuivasa has got a big fucking head, and I think he can take some punishment. He definitely has better chin than Chris Dawkins, because Chris Dawkins did have regional KOs on his record, losses. It just didn't happen.
I think Tai's only been put out by Junior.
Yeah, and Tai, when he lost to Junior, he got mounted. He couldn't get out, and he wasn't actually knocked out. He was punching up from the mount. He was mounted. Mm-hmm. He didn't even look for escape. He was punching up. That's how much of a ground game Tai Tuivasa had.
No, I was gonna say, did you see earlier in the week people talking about how Tai was gonna be able to grapple with Lewis? What the fuck? Tai is a terrible fucking grappler.
Yeah, I don't think he's gonna do that. I mean, he might lean on him against the cage, and that could be good for
Lewis will win those exchanges.
Yeah, I mean, I hope that it's a low volume kind of fight, and I catch the over. And I also have 1 unit on Fight Goes the Distance at plus 375.
Yeah, I don't mind that at all.
I think that's pretty wide. I honestly, these dudes have gone to decision. People don't realize that these dudes have gone to a lot of decisions in the past, and Tai went to a decision with Varlovsky. That's you know, and it's not like Ty just knocks everyone out. I mean, he knocked out Hunsucker, who doesn't belong.
Hunsucker's a bum.
Yeah, he's a bum. Struve is a bum who is
Struve is
pretty
a
much
bum.
He has no chin and he's retired, I think, by now. And I just think these two guys actually respect each other. And I know Ty is crazy enough not to be scared of Black Beast, which I think is a big factor. And I actually also have a unit on Ty. I forgot to mention that at plus 167. I got that earlier in the week. I think Ty has a decent shot, man. Like plus 167, I do think is wide. I think it should be like plus 130, plus 120 around there, and then I would agree. But Black Beast usually cashes as a favorite. He's a dog, not a favorite. Even in the last one, he was a dog. So I don't know if it's a good spot to back him as a favorite. And he's in hometown, and last time he said he was fucked up by it mentally. So I don't know if he's gonna be, ready this time or not. But yeah, so I think plus 167 is a decent look for Ty as well on one unit.
Great. All right. Last fight of the night. Let's wrap this up. We got the main event. We got Israel Adesanya taking on Robert Whittaker. I'll start here. I don't want to bet Rob. I really don't. But my number is plus 250, and he's now plus 240. So I'm like, fuck. And I do believe that the line's going to get there. Everyone's going to be piling Izzy in their parlays and everything. This is an interesting fight. Going back and rewatching it, I definitely thought that Whittaker had more success than I originally thought. But with that being said, he was getting countered in the pocket like instantaneously, like every single time. Izzy was never, Izzy definitely, he definitely landed some good shots on Izzy, couple head kicks, some good overhands, but Izzy was never really hurt ever, and he was countering Whittaker perfectly, like literally perfectly. Whittaker has a tendency to dart him with his chin in the air. I do think that Whittaker is going to be bringing in some new tools to his game. I'm not going to say a blueprint for Izzy because it's him getting grinded at 205 versus Jan is different, and I actually think that Jan is better technically, the better technical kickboxer than Whittaker in my opinion. But yeah, I don't know. I know that Izzy KO is plus 195. I don't really mind that at all. I do think that is a pretty good look. But man, I can't get over seeing Izzy defend those takedowns, and I know Rob knows it too, and he's going to bring some new tools into his game. It just all depends. Can he evade the strikes at distance and grind him against the cage and land takedowns here and control him on the mat? Or is he going to be vulnerable in the pocket and get knocked the fuck out again? It was kind of crazy how much trouble he was having with the range of Izzy. And I do think that 185 is definitely, obviously it's Izzy's weight class. He doesn't cut much weight. He's very fast for the division. He's very tall. He's long. He's had some fucking awesome fights at 185. I love Rob, but he fights close. He's fought close in his recent outings. I do think that Izzy presents some pretty bad advantages at distance. I don't have it pulled up here, but I know he's got quite a solid reach advantage on Whittaker. I hope Bobby wins. I fucking love him. Actually, I don't even know who I hope wins, to be honest with you, because I love Izzy. But yeah, if it gets to plus 250, I'm gonna take a little play on Whittaker, but I don't fault anyone for having Izzy by KO at plus 195. I think that's a pretty decent look too. What do you think?
I think I expect a different fight this time. I think Whittaker is gonna try to be patient, and he's not gonna be overreaching and forcing to get inside like he was last time. That's how he was. He got countered and he died. So I think he's gonna be more patient. He's gonna start on the outside and try to pick his shots, maybe attack the leg of Izzy, and maybe time some entries if he can. So I do expect a slower pace early, but I don't think that Robert is going to win a distance either.
No.
So I think Izzy's going to pick him apart, and eventually Whitaker is gonna start rushing in, and I think Izzy might finish him late, like round 4. I think that could be a decent look. I know the over under is at 4.5. And you know that we have a streak of 3 cards this year that main event went to decision. So we haven't had a finish yet. And bookies have over 4.5. And I think the under might be interesting. It's at minus 103. It was a plus 110, but it's not enough for me. I'd rather play Adesanya by like round 4 or 5. Maybe start from round 3 because it could be round 3. But I do expect Izzy to eventually find a finish here. I know he has 2 decisions in a row, which makes it more likely that he gets a finish here in my mind. And I just think that Whitaker doesn't have enough for him. He's just too small and reach is too big for him to overcome. And yeah, I think Izzy's going to find the finish late.
Cool. Alrighty. Yeah, like I said, if I get plus 250 on Bobby, which I think I'm gonna get that tomorrow, I'm gonna lay it on him. But yeah, that wraps up this podcast. I gotta go. Thank you so much for coming and talking to me. I'm really stoked for the card tomorrow. I got a lot of action. We are going to we're gonna win a lot of fucking money.
Let's go.
Ozzy is asking us one question, so we'll answer that real quick. What's the best bet of the night? What's the best bet of the night? I really like that under 2.5 in that Phillips fight. I also really like the sub play. I'm pretty heavy on that. I don't know, man. Grisham at minus 145. I love that line too.
Over 1.5 on the Black Beast fight.
What about you? What's your best bet?
That's what I'm saying. Over 1.5 is the best on the Black Beast fight, and just sweat your dick off for 8 minutes.
Or you can starts round 2.
Well, yeah. I mean, if you get plus money, but you can't anymore, and plus 150 on over 1.5, I think that has a lot of value. So that's my best bet.
All right, guys, we're going to wrap it up. You can find me on Twitter at Orthodox1993. My BetMMA is Betmma.tips /QPatch666. You want to plug yourself in?
Yeah, you guys can follow me on Twitter at notorious_picks. Yeah, and let's catch the tickets tomorrow. Should be a good card. A lot of violence.
All right, my friends. Much love. See you later.